Welcome to a new update, and there is not much to update today, so it's going to be a short one about Bitcoin's price action. As yesterday we tried to break through resistance, which we couldn't, so we're going to look at some levels that we might be getting into if you want to take a position. Before we continue, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to this YouTube channel, also check out our free trade letter and premium platform 8 Global in the description beneath. There's a second portfolio which will be launched. My portfolio is up approximately 6% over the month. We want to build it in a very stable way. Now, when we're looking at the price action for Bitcoin, we can definitely conclude that we're still trending up. But we are consolidating at this point, making people get stuck into the bearish mindset. Simply put, we are into a bearish mindset as we have been experiencing this entire bear market. And out of such a bear market, it is not stupid to assume that we're still stuck in that mindset, even though when we're just having a very healthy corrective move on the markets in itself. When we're looking at the 200-week MA for Bitcoin, we can actually argument that we have been facing resistance there. So therefore, we're getting into a period of some more sideways action before we can have continuation of the markets. Also, the EMA 200 is over there, which is not bad to expect or assume that we are having that sideways period for a little bit. If we're looking at the entire picture, we can see that there is also a dead cross taking place over here. But intentionally, we are concluding that we have range resistance for Bitcoin, and we are facing resistance at the 25k psychological marker, and we are facing resistance at the 200-week MA overall, just as is their range high with the 200-week MA and the 200-week EMA. I'm clicking wrong buttons at this point. Here we go. So what are we looking at in terms of price action in itself? I've made this chart yesterday too. We are facing the final hurdle here. We have been taking a bit of liquidity there as well. What can we see? Important breaker before we started to move out of this entire structure. So we had a period of sideways action before we started to rally. In that way, we started to rally upwards towards next resistance zone, got a beautiful retest, and therefore we are creating higher highs and higher lows. What is the level that you generally don't want to lose? The level we don't want to lose is this entire block here, because if we do that, construction has been lost. What we can also be saying is that we've got this period of construction of sideways action before the breakout taking place overall there as well. And why did we exceed so fast? That is because of all the shorts that have been triggered out of this breakout here. Same can be concluded above this one. In the entire structure that we have here, all the shorts have their stops above here. And if we crack through 25k, we are rallying all the way towards 30 to 32k. I think we rally towards 32k. Some other people say 28, but I think that we're going to have a big breakout. What do we have before we can actually have a breakout? We have a period of consolidation. And in that case, we are having the exact same, but then a bigger version than what we have been experiencing here, resulting into a big breakout once we get there. And also the markets for altcoins are still looking like they want to break out substantially. In that case, if everything stays above 21.8, all is fine. I think that what we can see with the markets, we have been seeing a swinger towards 23.8k. Ultimately, you clearly want to see Bitcoin break through that resistance zone. When it does, we overshoot to 25k, and then we can argument that we're going to make new yearly highs, which means that most likely we are going to continue rallying towards 30 to 32k. If this entire scenario of resistance here plays out and we are having to face the support again, I'm going to wait for the sweep towards 22.3 and then a reclaim at 22.6 for a long trigger. The other scenario I have is the breakout here, and then the flip will continue the movement overall. But if we have this scenario, I think anything between 22.3 and 22.6 is the go-to trigger for longs, and then we can start looking for 30k or higher as well. Ultimately, crucial level to hold above is the entire region around 21.8k, and then we are fine for continuation. When we're looking at Ethereum at this point, Ethereum in itself is also still trending upwards when we look at this picture. and it's actually building up for a new breakout. And these price patterns that we have here are quite familiar from the price patterns we have been experiencing previously, in which we are just making a breakout, consolidation, breakout. It's the standard pattern. In that case, what we also have, and this is the load shedding starting to fire up as we just got a generator. What we also have in this case is the picture that we have been taking the low. People are eagerly waiting for a long to be hit around 1325, but as said earlier already, corrections are short-lived and then we can get continuation. So usually when a correction takes place, you will have a very short-lived one. People are stepping in. People are overly shorting the correction, expecting the obvious level to get a test. You don't get it. You're either having a very short correction and you start to overshoot, or you're having a correction which falls through the entire level, and then you're going to nuke towards new lows, which we have been seeing here too. No real retest, but actually new lows. In this case, short correction, taking the liquidity, reversing, taking the liquidity back in the range. So everything above here is fine for Ethereum. If we get back up towards the range high, we start attacking the areas we have at 2.2k, which is a significant rally to be happening on Ether. What do we see more? I've marked this entire block which we have here. So we've got the block at 1550, which had held for support, and most likely we will not be getting there again. Actually, technically, I'll be looking at a case around 1600 in which we start continuing, as especially when we crack this high, it starts to overshoot, and then I'm targeting 1900 or higher. That's the update for today. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you again soon. Ciao.